Hello, I'm Curtis Kelly, and today I'm going to give my last lecture at Kansai University. The topic is what I've learned about life, and I hope to give you some good ideas for your life. Now, you might know, but I love brain sciences, and especially neuroscience. But today, many of the ideas I'm going to talk about are coming from psychology, shindigaku, not no kagaku. And I'm no expert in how to live life. I'm not a master, but I've studied it. I made many mistakes and I have many bad points, but I found some things that help me overcome my bad points. And I'm going to talk about education and love and how to live and study in the world and many different topics. The first one is education. And I thought about it for a long time. What's the purpose of education? You think about it, we spend about 1/3 of our lives in school, and our families pay so much money for our education, but why? What's the purpose? Well, some experts say to train your brain. Your brain is like a muscle, and this is like bodybuilder, make your brain stronger by studying. Some experts say to become cultured, to learn things about society and life and the classics, and literature. Some people say to become a good citizen for our country. We have to teach the people in our country how to live, how to think. Maybe you think to get a good job when you graduate. But none of these reasons are really good enough. They're all true, but still kind of all over the place. And I thought about it for a long time. What's the purpose? And I think I can say it in just 5 words: to give people a good life. To help people succeed in life. That means getting a good job, learning how to communicate, getting along with others. But then too, education is missing many things too. For example, having a good life means having a good family, having a good partner. But we don't teach these things. We don't teach how to make a good family. We don't teach how to live your life. We don't teach how to love someone. Don't you think universities should have classes like that? Well, abroad, they do. I was surprised to find Stanford University has a course on sexual and emotional intimacy skills. That means love. And so does University of Edinburgh, intimate relationships. Olympic College has a class on parenting after you get a divorce. Weber State is communication, interpersonal, and family. And there's many such classes like that to help us live a better life. But we don't do that in Japan. And maybe the most important class we should have in our universities is about this: love. So I'm going to tell you a few things I learned because I had many mistakes in love. And I'm going to tell you a few things that I learned that might be good for you. But there's something I want you to do. I don't want to speak all the time or just speak, do all the time. I want you to do some work too. I'm going to give you some true false quizzes, Wakaru Marubatsu quizzes. Okay, and I'm going to ask you to stand up and sit down according to your answer. Okay, here's the first quiz. Which is true love more likely to stay together? This is from research in psychology. Case number 1, everybody please stand up. Everyone please stand up. Teachers too, please stand up. Hana and Taro are like good friends. This is one couple. They've been dating for 4 years. They respect each other, Get married? Dochidamoi, I don't care. But they're very comfortable together. Then there's Mari and Ken. They've been dating for a year and a half, and even now, they still really feel doki doki about each other. They feel, I can't live without him or her. And they see each other, it's so excited. They just want to be together all the time, but they're also very jealous. So which couple is more likely to stay together? If you think Han and Taro, keep standing. If you think Mari and Ken, sit down. Okay, did you choose? Ready for the answer? The answer is Hana and Taro. Research shows that couples that act like friends together are more likely to never get divorced, to stay together. And that's because of this. There's two kinds of love, maybe. There's falling in love, and there's genuine love, what I called true love before. And falling in love is like koi ni ochiru koi, that sort of doki doki no kimochi. And genuine love is ai, something that's slower and longer, and not just between couples. Well, falling in love is not real love. Genuine love is. And there's reasons for that. The reasons come from this book, The Road Less Traveled, a book I really love. It's old, but it's by M. Scott Peck. It really has a lot of good ideas. And why isn't falling in love real love? Well, there's three reasons. The first is we can't choose who to fall in love with. And often you see couples, they're very loved of, but they're not a good match at all. You know, Bosozoku and some kind of a high-class girl or something. And then falling in love is sex related. It's related to hormones in your body. In fact, falling in love is hormones. So it's also related to like hatsujoki, some kind of related connection with that. And I've noticed something too. I worked in a Joshi Daisei, and I noticed that men, before sex, they feel a stronger feeling of love, but often after having sex with a girl, they lose interest. Whereas girls, it's the opposite. A lot of times they're, this guy, I don't care so much, but then they have sex and something in their body changes and they feel more love towards him. I don't know if that's true. It's just something I've noticed. But the third reason is maybe the strongest. Everyone who falls in love falls out of love. The doki doki does not last for a long time. But and some people think, oh, I don't feel doki doki anymore. It's not the right partner. Goodbye. No, that's not true. That's good. Because when you fall out of love, then you can work to make genuine love. Because genuine love is not a feeling, it's an attitude, a way of thinking. It's not me, it's we, and working together. So comparing, falling in love is a feeling, genuine love is an attitude. Falling in love is can't live without. I can't live without that person. Genuine love is I can live without that person, but I choose that person. I think they're a good person. I respect them. I want to work to have a relationship. Falling in love is everything is me, 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 and get you. Genuine love is more oriented towards you. I have to give things up for you, but I will. So it's work. It's not saying, love is never saying. If somebody says, I love you, but their actions are different, look at what they do, not at what they say. And it means listening to your partner. That's an important part of genuine love. And the psychologist I like said something else. He said, genuine love is helping somebody grow, making that important, and thereby growing yourself. What? What does that mean? Helping somebody grow. I found that really confusing until I heard this story. Then I understood. I'm going to tell you the story. It's a true story. It's a story about a US Marine and his wife, Susan, Mark and Sue. And Susan was 27 years old, beautiful woman. But one day something terrible happened to Susan. She put some medicine in her eyes, but it wasn't medicine. It was poison. And Susan became blind. She couldn't see. And she was so sad in the hospital. She didn't want to live. She wanted to die. But Mark went to the hospital every day and said, Daijoubu, we'll be okay. And then Sue came home, but she just sat in the house all day doing nothing. And Mark saw that, and Mark thought, this is not good. So one day, Mark said, Sue, your job before, you were a telephone operator. And telephone operator, you don't need to use your eyes, just your hands and your voice. So why don't you go back to your job again? And Sue said, how can I? I can't see. How can I ride the bus to go to my job? I can't. And Mark said, Sue, it's okay. I'm going to rent a car and I'll send you to your job every day. Okay? Well, okay, I'll try it. So every day, that was rather hard. There was their house, and Mark had to drive all the way to the telephone company. Then he had to drive all the way to his job. And that's like their house is in Kyoto, and her job is in Osaka, and his job is in Kameoka. It's like he had to drive many miles every day. Then he had to pick her up too. Well, that was very hard. So after a while, Mark said, Sue, maybe you can ride the bus again. It's very expensive and very hard for us. And Sue said, how can I ride the bus? I can't ride the bus. Mark said, it's okay. I will go with you and help you until you can do it by yourself. And Sue said, okay. So the first day, Mark is holding Sue's hands. They're getting on the bus, and he's saying very carefully, slow, slow, here's a step. Okay, turn. Okay, here's a seat, sit down. And the next day, he's holding one hand. And a few days later, he's not even touching her. He's just saying, here's a step, okay. And after a few more days, he's not saying anything. And Sue says, Mark, I think I can do it by myself from tomorrow. And Mark said, oh, that's good. So the next day, Sue was very scared, but she could do it. She could ride the bus. And the next day too. And the next day too. But then, after 1 week, something strange happened. Sue was getting off the bus, and the bus driver said, you're a lucky woman, aren't you? Sue was shocked. Me? How can he say that? My every day is so terrible. How could he say that? And her face got a bad look. The bus driver saw that and said, oh, I'm sorry. Maybe you don't know what I mean. Maybe you don't see what I see because you can't see. But every day you get off the bus, right? Yes. and you cross over to your office and you go in, right? Yeah. Well, when you're doing that, there's a man, a very handsome man, standing on the other side of the street watching you. And he's wearing a uniform. I think he's a soldier. And every time you go into the office, he salutes and he blows you a kiss. Ijo. So of course, that's Mark. And he's secretly making sure she gets to the office by herself. And now, do you understand what I mean? He helped her grow. I think if a Toyota person, if we like to be dependent on, it's okay, I'll take you every day, we want the person not to grow. But Mark knew Sue could never be happy unless she walked by her own feet. And slowly, he helped her grow. And he grew too. So that's what the psychologist meant. Real love is helping someone grow, not sokubaku. Sokubaku, yeah, dependence. We should also say real love, whether parent-child, friend-friend, boyfriend-girlfriend. Real love is not dependence either. Because dependence means you expect the other person to make you happy. That's kind of like parasite, parasito. And if you depend on someone else for your happiness, you will always be disappointed. Anne Morel Lindbergh said these words, "Him that I love, I wish to be free, even from me." Well, John Gottman is maybe the world expert on couples and love. He runs the Seattle Love Lab, and he's watched over 700 couples and their relationships. And he wrote a book. The book is about what makes a good marriage. And I read the book, but basically the final point, the whole book is just one sentence. I'll let you read it. It's this one. Friendship. If you're not friends with your boyfriend or girlfriend, then it's not going to work. Oh, okay. Well, I've been talking for a long time, so let's do another quiz. Okay. What pair of people make the best couple? Okay. Now there's psychologists looked at 3 types of couples: a passionate person and a passionate person, a calm person and a calm person, a calm person and a passion. Passion means すごい感情的、よく起こる、すごいラブラブ強く感じる、感情が強い人。Calm means 落ち着いてる, maybe a little bit 鈍感. So what do you think is the best couple? Passionate plus passionate? Calm plus calm? Calm plus passionate. Okay, stand up. Here's the true false quiz. Calm plus passionate is the best. The best means they don't get a divorce as much as the other couples. If you think that's false, keep standing. If you think that's true, sit down. Okay, make your choice. The answer is false. In fact, mixed couples like that, calm and passionate, had the most divorces. Calm plus calm was the best relationship. Passion and passionate was next, but calm and passionate was the worst combination. That's interesting because psychologists first thought, oh, passion, they always fight. They're always angry. They have terrible fights. Maybe they get divorced the most. But also, in addition to fighting, they're also very love. Oh, I'm sorry, I got so angry. Hug me. Oh, I'll hug you. Kiss me. They're also very love, passionate too. So they weren't the worst couple. The worst type was calm and passionate. She gets angry. She wants to have a fight too. I'm saying she because of the next story. She wants to have a fight to clear something up. he doesn't want to. He just is quiet. He gets irritated that she's so noisy. She gets irritated that he won't talk. So that kind of couple has the most divorces. Does that mean it's bad always? No, not really. And I'm going to tell you another story explains that. I heard this story from a psychologist. She knew a calm and passionate couple. The husband was kind of dongkan, calm. And the wife was kind of always energetic, excited, kind of iraira, passionate. And she asked him, "What's the relationship with your wife like?" And he couldn't answer very well, but he gave the psychologist a newspaper article. And he said, "It's like this." And the newspaper article was about something that happened at a zoo. In the zoo, there was only one hippopotamus, Kaba. And the hippopotamus was not very genki. It was, it wasn't eating food. It looked sick. The zookeepers were worried, so they had a meeting. Well, what's wrong with the hippopotamus, they thought. The expert said, well, the hippopotamus is a group animal. They like being in groups. They always have somebody next to them touching their side and other things. Well, we only have one. So this hippopotamus is kind of lonely. They're kind of samishigari. That's why he's getting sick. Well, the zookeepers thought we should buy more hippopotamuses, but they didn't have money. Then one zookeeper said, I have an idea. We also have just one goat. Let's put the goat in the same cage with the hippopotamus, and maybe they'll get along a little bit better. So they did. The next day, they took the goat to the hippopotamus's cage. The goat went in. The goat looked around and saw this big animal. What did the hippopotamus do? The hippopotamus did what did the goat do? The goat did what goats do. The goat backed up, put its head down, ran, and hit the hippopotamus in the side. Then did it again and again, many times that day. The hippopotamus couldn't fight the goat. So the goat was kind of happy. He was the boss. But actually, the hippopotamus, maybe not happy, but he didn't feel so lonely anymore. Hippopotamus skin and muscles are very big, so it didn't hurt so much. And the hippopotamus felt, oh, somebody knows I'm here. So he was a little bit more relaxed. And sometimes there's couples like that, like this man and this woman. The man was a hippopotamus. Maybe his friends thought, why did you marry her? She's always angry and iraira. You made a mistake. And her friends thought, your husband is so boring. He never does anything, never talks. He's no fun. Why did you marry him? But actually, sometimes this relationship is not so bad. So that's the topic of love. And I'd like to talk a little bit more, one more thing. I'd like to talk about a love letter contest. It happened many years ago in Akita Prefecture. In Akita-ken, there's a park called Kimimachizaka. It's kind of a park for lovers. And so the mayor of the town decided to have a love letter contest. All of Japanese were invited to join to write the best love letter. And they got thousands of letters, and there's really hot, passionate ones, really strong love feelings in the letters. But the winner was not one of those. The winner was someone called Take Yanagi. Something like that. And her love letter was to her husband, who died in World War II. And she talked in the letter about the last time she saw him. And he was a soldier going to war. And here's her letter in English. To You in Heaven by Take Yanagihara. It's been more than half a century since I saw you off with my daughter on my back and waving a small paper rising sun flag. You held me in your strong arms for only a short moment. And of course, he died during the war. That was the last time. I'd like to board a spaceship and be at your side. You're still young at 32, but I am approaching 80. When we meet, do not ask, who are you? Say instead, I've missed you. Let me hold you like I did in those days long ago. Since we said farewell, I've thought of you and lived, relying on your love. I wish I could sleep again in your arms. Please hold me tight and never let go. And that letter was the winner of the love letter contest. Here it is in Japanese. I'll let you read it. 柳原武. When I see letters like this, it makes me think sometimes about war movies. You know, we always see lots of action and people getting killed and the hero wins. But we forget that each person who dies, there's a wife and a mother and a family and brothers and sisters that feel this deep sadness for what they lost. Yeah, war is bad. Maybe Take-san thought later too, I wished I could have given him this letter before he died. And isn't that often the case that sometimes we have a friend who dies or goes away and then we wish we'd said something of how we felt before that happened. And that might happen to you, it might happen to your mother, your father, your brother, their sister. They might be gone tomorrow. You don't know. So I say, write the person you love, a person you love, a letter now, a love letter, a grandma, a father, a friend, even your dog is okay. But say your feelings now before it's too late. And I've brought some envelopes and paper for you to write on. So I'm going to pass these out. Here you go. This will be at the presentation tomorrow. And while you think about it, please watch this video about children and mother and not showing about love. This is from Thailand. At Barbecue Plaza, we asked our restaurant staff a few questions about their moms. How many days do you work a month? Do you still live with your mom? What was the last topic of conversation with her? Oh, they can't remember. When was the last time you had a laugh with your mom? What's your mom's favorite food? When was the last time you had a meal with her? Have you ever told your mom that you love her? What makes your mom happy? What would you do if you could have a meal with your mom? We know that you have to work on Mother's Day, and we're sorry you can't be with your mom. But we do want you to spend some time with her. So here's 1 month before Mother's Day. The staff are bringing their mothers to the restaurant. Do you have anything to tell your mom? I want to say I'm sorry. I want to be a good person. I want to make mom happy. I want to hug her. It's really an advertisement on YouTube for a restaurant, but what a beautiful video. I love the videos Thais are making for free, no cost to put them on TV or anything, putting them on YouTube. But I think that shows how we feel about our parents sometimes. So again, tell your parents how you feel today, because maybe tomorrow you can't. Well, next topic, we're finished with love now. Another next topic is anger, because sometimes when people love each other, they get angry too, or with your friends. And anger is kind of an interesting topic. So again, please stand up. True, false question. The question is, it's healthier to express your anger. Okay, when you're angry, it's better to tell the person or to tell other people to express your anger. If you think that's true, sit down. If you think that's false, keep standing. Okay, make a choice. The correct answer is, according to psychologists, generally no. It's bad to express your anger. First of all, it's bad for your health. People who get angry a lot and talk about it a lot have heart problems. And talking about your anger, telling all your friends, this happened, this happened, this happened, really just makes more anger. It increases it. It doesn't make it go away. It makes you feel worse. Well, there are sometimes you have to express your anger to protect yourself. But basically, it's not good for you. It's not healthy to express your anger. And anger is interesting. I think there are different anger types. There's one type of person that somebody says something kitsui. I'm a person like this. I take it, I don't get angry, I put it in my pocket. Then sometimes later, the person does something rude or says something kitsui. I don't get angry, I take it and I put it in my pocket. This keeps going on until my pocket's full. Then one day, my pocket is so full, I get angry back. I take everything out and I throw it back one by one and get rid of my anger that way. Then I'm not angry again for a long time. There's a lot of people like that. Another type of person has holes in their pockets. Somebody says something kitsui, they just take it and forget about it. Don't worry about it. Of course, that's the best. Then I had a friend, a woman who was a snowball type. She was like a snowball rolling down a hill, getting bigger and bigger. She told me something that irritated her. And while she was talking, she got angrier and angrier. Then she'd tell me the story again and get even angrier. Then she'd tell me the story again the third time. And by then she was furious. So she was making her own anger get heavier. Well, there's different types that way. So what exactly is anger? Oops, sorry. What is anger? Well, think about this. If you put your hand on a hot stove, what do? You feel pain and you pull it back. And the pain in your hand, well, it's a message. It's saying, don't leave your hand here, it's dangerous. So the hurt is a message to tell you to make yourself safe. That's the same as anger. It means something is hurting you. It's telling you to go away from this place. It's a message. And understanding that is really good because it's like a gift. If you get angry about something, remember, anger is always because of you, not because of the person. Think about what got hurt. Was your way blocked by this person? Did this person do something that made you feel bad, hurt your pride? For example, let's say you're going to meet your friend at a coffee shop, your boyfriend or girlfriend, let's say, and your boyfriend is 15 minutes late. Well, you get angry because you had to wait there. But actually, you didn't mind waiting. You had your Kansai. You could, look at TikTok and things and have a cup of coffee. It wasn't that you had to stand outside in the cold. But when your boyfriend comes, you get really angry and yell at him. It's not because you had to wait, as you think. It's because your boyfriend made it seem like he doesn't care about you. Gambatte nai, anta yasuku shiteru. That's what makes you angry, because something is hurt inside. So whenever you get angry, it's a gift. It's a gift to know yourself. And after reading that psychology, I had that experience. Oh, it was what, 20 years ago at Heian Jogakuin when I taught there. There's one day I got really angry at a student in the special Zemi class I was teaching. I got really angry about her attitude. I thought she was being rude. And I don't get angry like that. So later I thought, okay, why did I get so angry? And I realized, jishin ga nakatta kara, sono jugyo. I didn't have confidence the way I was teaching that class. And I felt her being rude was to criticize me. And that made me angry. Well, once I realized that, wow, I learned something about myself. I called her up and I said, I told her everything. Hey, I got angry. I'm really sorry. But getting angry at you, I learned something about myself that's really important. Thank you so much. She thought I was strange. But I realized anger is a gift to learn something about yourself. Well, what are some tools for dealing with anger? First one is, you don't get angry because the other person did something. Maybe the other person did something you didn't like, but you get angry because of you. You are the reason for the anger. You have to own it. Understand that. Another tool, listen to the other person instead of, it's really hard, I can't do this at all. Instead of jibun no boisuru, listen to what they're saying, because maybe there's some truth. At least they think it's true. So listen. Another tool that's really good is change you to I. When you're angry at somebody, don't say you words. Say I words. Say how you feel. For example, again, your boyfriend's late, 15 minutes late, or your girlfriend's 15 minutes late coming to the coffee shop. Instead of saying you like this, you're late again. You're always late. You never care about being on time. What's wrong with you? You're so irresponsible. Can't you work a little bit harder and be on time? Just saying the other person is bad. Instead, say how you feel with I. I've been waiting here 15 minutes. I guess maybe you had something important you had to do, or you missed a train or something. It's okay, but I feel like you don't care about me, and it makes me scared and nervous because I love you so much. And I feel like if I'm not important to you, if you come late, I feel like you don't think I'm important. And I know it's wrong, but it just makes me sad. Which would you rather hear if you were the late person? Of course, the you will make a barrier between you two, but the I might make you closer. Another tool is kind of hard to understand. It's find the ghost. And I think you can't understand it until you hear this story. Again, it's a story I heard from a psychologist. It's about a mother and a little boy. The little boy's name was Johnny. Now, Johnny was and his mother had the same fight every night. When it came time to go to bed at 9 o'clock, Johnny said, "No, I don't want to go to bed." And he'd run away. And they fought every day about that. Well, the mother tried to spank him sometimes. And the mother tried to give him cookies so he was a good boy, but still the same problem. Johnny was 3 years old, right? Well, one day the mother decided to try something different. She said, "Johnny, do you know what time it is?" Johnny said, "No, I don't want to go to bed. And mother said, why not, Johnny? And Johnny was surprised. Nobody ever asked Johnny why. So Johnny was surprised. And Johnny said, because I'm scared. Scared? Afraid? Now the mother's surprised. She didn't know that. She said, Johnny, what are you scared of? And Johnny said, you know, in my room, there's a bed, my bed, and there's the window, and outside the window, there's a tree. Well, the tree's always, there's a ghost in the tree, Mommy. I'm scared of the ghost. Well, the mother never knew that. And the mother was very smart. She didn't say, there's no ghost in the tree. Instead, she said, oh, really? Okay, show me the ghost. And Johnny and mother, holding hands, went upstairs to Johnny's room. And Johnny opened the door and said, see, there's my bed, and there's the window, and there's a tree outside the window, Mommy. There's a ghost in the tree, so I'm scared. Well, this very smart mother did this. She walked up to the window. She opened the window. She pointed at the tree. She said, you, ghost, I see you. I'm going to count to 5, and you better get out of here before I get to 5, or it's going to be very, very bad for you. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Look, Johnny, the ghost is gone. He went away. Huh. So Johnny, I'll let you go to bed now, go to sleep, and I'll stay here to make sure the ghost doesn't come back until you're asleep, okay? Okay, Mommy, thank you. Johnny got in bed, and after a few minutes, he fell asleep like a baby, because he was a baby. I love that story because whenever people have a fight, it's like that. There's a ghost we don't know about, something in that person's head. You know, when your father gets angry because you didn't get home by Mongen time, maybe your father has some bad memory or fear about you. You know, there's always some ghost, and finding the ghost can help us keep from fighting. Well, the next topic is happiness. And again, please stand up, because here's another true-false question quiz. What gives people happy or sad lives? Is it the person's personality that makes them kind of happy their whole life? Or is it the person has a lot of happy things happen to them instead of sad things? In other words, are sad people sad because of events, a lot of sad events, and happy people happy because of a lot of happy events? Or is it their personality? If you think it's their personality, then sit down. If you think it's the events that really make a person happy, their whole life, not just that moment, but their whole life, then stand up. Okay, did you choose? The answer is true. In fact, psychologists see we have lots of happy, good things that happen to us and bad things that happen to us. And naturally, you get a little bit of sad when a bad thing happens. You get a little bit of happy when a good thing happens. But people who are generally happy throughout their lives, it's their personality. They tend to look at things as, well, that's not really so bad, or it can't be helped. And they tend to enjoy the good things more. Whereas people who are generally sad or depressed their whole life focus more on the bad things. So what is it that makes people happy? Everybody acts like it's money. Oh, if I have more money, I'll be more happy. Generally not true. When you're living, when you're away from your parents and you have a life, researchers found it is true that people without enough money are sad. They have problems, up to about 5 or 6 million yen a year. But once they get to that level, there's not much difference in happiness after that. a person who makes maybe 6 million a year is almost just about as happy as someone who makes Nyoku yen a year. The money doesn't matter if it's enough to live. But what does matter is relationships. We can see that with men who are lonely die really quickly, much more quickly than their wives do, because women tend to keep relationships with friends, but men don't as much. So a man is twice as likely to die in a year as a woman. And I think giving is a way to get quick happiness. Instead of getting, sometimes giving is happier. So again, it's not money, it's not fame. And if you watch another video that I have from Thailand, I think you'll understand. This is one of my favorites. I'll let you read the subtitles. For education.
เขาจะได้อะไรถ้าเขาทำแบบนี้
So
ทุกวัน
what does he get in return for doing this every day?
เขาจะไม่ได้อะไรเลย
He gets nothing.
ไม่ได้รวยขึ้น
He won't be richer.
ไม่ได้ออกทีวี
He won't appear on TV.
ไม่มีใครรู้จัก ไม่ได้มีชื่อเสียงที่มากขึ้น
Not more famous.
เพราะสิ่งที่เขาได้คือได้แค่ความรู้สึกได้เห็นความสุข
He witnesses happiness. He gets emotions.
ได้เข้าใจ
He reaches a deeper understanding.
ได้ความรัก
He feels the love.
ได้ในสิ่งที่เงินซื้อไม่ได้
Receives what money can't buy.
ได้โลกที่สวยงามกว่าเดิม ในชีวิตคุณ อะไรคือสิ่งที่คุณต้องการมากที่สุด
ไทยประกันชีวิตเชื่อในความดี
Again, it's a Thai commercial on YouTube. Really, there's really a lot of really good ones, so I suggest watching those. So it's not money, it's relationships and giving. What about life? You know, there's 3 words I really like. Again, it's from The Road Less Traveled by Scott Peck. And the first 3 words in his book are life is difficult. And Peck was a Harvard psychiatrist. He was a strong Buddhist and he was a strong Christian. And he started his book with these words from Buddhism. Life is difficult. But that's not a bad thing. That's a good thing. It's a gift for us because life is full of problems. And we should know life is difficult. We all want to have a happy life. Oh, why can't I get an A on a test like my friend? Why can't I have a rich family like my friend? Why do my mother and father fight when my friend's family never fights? We expect life will be happy. But really, life is difficult. It has problems. But that's okay. Once you accept problems are normal, you might see problems as a way to learn, as a challenge, as a chance to grow. And this kind of thinking has helped me many times. Sometimes I get ira because some problem occurred, but then I think, well, by solving it, I'll get stronger. So finally, I'd like to conclude my presentation with some advice. And here's my advice. Have experiences. You know, if the purpose of education is to give you a better life, the purpose of life is not to be happy. The purpose of life is to grow, to become stronger. And you can only do that if you have many different experiences. Try many different jobs, travel, do things like that. And look at this quote. I love this. Ships are safest in the harbor, but that's not what they are made for. That means us. We're very safe at home. We're very safe with just our friends. We're very safe by not doing things. But that's not what we're made for. We're made to go out into the world like a ship into the ocean, to find dangerous things and to grow. So have experiences. Another one is talk to strangers. Talk to strangers? That's really a strange idea for Japanese, especially Kyoto Japanese where I live. But as Joe Kiyohane wrote in a wonderful book, The Power of Strangers, I'm reading it right now, in fact, there's really much to gain by talking to strangers. One thing to gain that you'll gain is a communication skill. But he talks about how all of his jobs and even meeting the woman he married all came because he talked to strangers. So, you know, when you're riding on the train, don't just get to turn on your headphones and get into your keitai. Sit next to somebody that you might be able to talk to. And especially easy people to talk to are old people. They like it when people talk to them, especially young people. When you're coming to school, talk to the guard, talk to the other people you see. And it's not just a way to be happy, it's a way to be healthy. Susan Pinker did a TED Talk in 2017. And she looked at the factors in older people that kept them alive. She talked about a research report. And you can see these different factors help people stay alive till older ages. Clean air, going on a diet. Interesting, flu vaccine helped keep more people alive than exercise or dieting. The next ones are, of course, bigger. Don't smoke, don't drink alcohol. And the next one is what we can expect too. Close relationships, having a family, living with people, having close relationships keeps you alive. But there's something that's even more powerful than that. Social integration. That means talking to the people that you meet every day. You know, when you're going to school and you see a friend, talk. When you see a guard, just say, how you doing? That talking to people is what social integration is. But I'll let you listen to Susan Pinker talk about that.
And then something that surprised me, something that's called social integration. This means how much you interact with people as you move through your day. How many people do you talk to? And these mean both your weak and your strong bonds. So not just the people you're really close to who mean a lot to you, but like, do you talk to the guy who every day makes you your coffee? Do you talk to the postman? Do you talk to the woman who walks by your house every day with her dog? Do you play bridge or poker or have a book club? Those interactions are one of the strongest predictors of how long you live.
So talk to strangers. You'll have to learn how to do that eventually anyways. It's a work skill, but also opens new doors for you. But you're wondering, I can't, I don't have that power, I'm too shy. How? Well, let's look at what some experts think. See how experts talk to strangers, okay? And here it is. Oh, he's not the expert. The experts are children.
Hi. Hello.
Hello.
My name is Layla.
Cool. Are you here with your parents or?
Yeah, with my mum. Are you shy or something?
No.
It's kind of boring having a tea or coffee by yourself. You need somebody to talk to.
Why are you wearing a hat?
How much money do you have? Why is your hair white?
It's a bit like the trees in autumn, you know, you can ask a tree, why are your leaves brown?
Do you mean in the bank or?
Like your pocket money and stuff like that.
£560 a month pension.
Wow.
If you had that, what would you do?
I would get a dog and get a house and a swimming pool and go on X Factor. Do you have Netflix?
Nothing like that. I've just got a radio.
We normally play bulldog.
You still play bulldog? I remember playing that.
Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers.
Peter Piper picked a...
Okay.
Where are your friends and where they are right now?
Some of my friends are abroad. I was born in Jamaica, so a lot of my friends are there, you know.
I mean, I'm new in London.
Well, I've had hundreds and thousands of friends. At the moment, I've got a lot of Facebook friends.
Well, maybe I can sit with you and have some coffee. Yeah?
You like coffee?
Yeah.
Do you? What's your favourite?
Hot chocolate.
Hot chocolate.
Why can't everybody be friends?
That's a good question.
It's not as easy as that, really.
I couldn't walk up to somebody in here and say, would you like to play with me? I'd be a bit strange.
I think everyone should talk to everybody.
That's the nicest thing I've heard all day.
You've really made my day.
Making friends is easier than eating chocolate. I think everyone in the world should have one big party and become friends.
So let's be more us. Let's make friends. Let's make friends and talk to strangers. So again, have experiences, talk to strangers. What's next? Keep learning. You know, learning shouldn't just be until you graduate. Spend your whole life learning things. It's fun. And right now, I'd like to help your learning. I want to give you a little task. Please get a piece of paper and a pen. And now, I want you to write down 3 things I said today that you would like to remember. Because I guarantee you, you'll forget almost everything I said unless you kind of think about it, reflect on what I said, and maybe write down 3 things. Okay, so do it now. I'll wait. Write down 3 things I said that you'd like to remember. Okay, could you write down 3 things? Well, after I finish, which will just be in a few more minutes, tell those things to somebody else. Compare your notes with somebody else. This is the way that we learn, we grow. By sometimes reflecting, we can keep things in memory. So again, have experiences, talk to strangers, keep learning. And maybe one more, go abroad. And if you can, live abroad. I think for me, the most educational thing I ever did in my life was to come to Japan. It was the best thing. Because once you get out of your culture, you can see it. You know, culture is like an invisible prison. And only by going abroad can you find out your culture and maybe where it's wrong. So live abroad. And with that idea, I'm going to show you some people from all over the world that are doing things together to see human beings. And this is a guy named Matt who just went around the world and danced, and he got people to dance with him. And I love this video because even though there's different cultures and languages, people are the same. We're all brothers and sisters, and we like to do things together. So this will be the end of my presentation, but please watch.
For the days that come
So let us go out into the world and find the world. Well, this is my last lecture. I'd like to thank the professors here that have been my friends. And I'd like to thank you, the students who've been my co-learners about life. And that finishes my time at Kansai University. If you'd like to talk, I'll be in my office today from 2:30 till 6:30, and I'll come other times. And please feel free to send me a mail anytime. Thank you very much.